Hey everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Kieran. I like to help people using a spiritual perspective. Today I want to do something a little bit different. Probably maybe start including them in the future, but I wanted to do a twin flame energy update for the twin flames and stuff like that. Obviously, it wouldn't resonate with every single viewer that I might have, either now or in the future. But since I am a part of a twin flame relationship and a dynamic, it kind of behooves me to also help others in this specific category. So this is going to be a little bit different because most people who do updates with twin flames on twin flames, they usually use tarot cards, and I have tarot cards and stuff. I got them, but not that well versed yet enough to do it. So this is going to be a combination of many things. It's going to be a combination of what I've seen on YouTube with tarot readers. It's going to be what I feel intuitively, what's going on around me as part of that kind of collective. Also, the things that are being discussed, as well as my own personal opinions using logic and stuff like that, rather than just intuition. So it's going to be a combination of many things to basically just kind of give an update to people using just kind of this kind of communication rather than cards or anything written, just as sort of an exploratory discussion topic, just to kind of give everybody kind of a baseline of what's going on right now in the Twin Flame Collective. Okay. So I don't really know where to begin, so I'll just start talking and let it kind of flow. So right now, what's going on in the energy, specifically for divine feminines and that type of energy, is there's a lot of movement. There's a lot of power, a lot of energy that's being transmuted into something positive. Something is going on in the collective where the divine feminines are really starting to step into their own power, are really starting to step into their own type of you can call it even their own masculine energy. They're really by now a lot of people, you've probably been on the journey longer than you would have liked to have been without real commitment from your twin, possibly definitely more than a year, and even if it's been less than a year, you might find that this information is still resonating. So take what you will. But again, yeah, what you're getting is a lot of energy is coming in, especially with this new eclipse, and it's allowing a lot of twin flames right now to kind of rise above. And this is going to be for both counterparts. This is the divine masculines are also rising above, but the divine feminines are rising above as well. And what they're rising above from is the kind of fears and the past rejections, the abandonment, and the separation. So basically, what's really going on, and I can feel this very strongly for myself, is giving up control. This is especially part of living in the 5D. So inevitably, it's going to come to that point anyway. Right? Whether or not you really are truly experiencing that kind of symptom now, it will come. Because what's happening is that as we transition into our awakening through a different kind of levels of what 3D, 4D, 5D type of stuff, 5D is really about embodying that full kind of spiritual being, having that human experience. And the 3D is of course just believing that you're human type of thing, right? And so as we're transitioning into the 5D, we kind of have we still are looking over our shoulder a little bit, still kind of slowing ourselves down, and still in a way being attached to the outcome with the divine masculine, or being with the other twin flame, with that partner, being really kind of still attached to the concept of time, to how it's supposed to happen, which is very 3D, right? It doesn't mean that the time won't exist in the sense where you still have to get your taxes done by April, whatever, right? But in the sense of how you go about your life, you're able to let go of that control when you live in that 5D. So a lot of twin flames right now, specifically divine feminines, are really moving into that energy of not being in the 3D. They're really going into their 5D type of energy. They're learning how to let go of control because they've been on this journey so long, and even if it isn't that long comparatively, maybe to others, it feels very long. I know twin flames that have been on the journey 3-4+ years. I've been on it for about a year and a half, and to me that is enough. To me that was, or it is, enough of time and experiences in my own personal life as well as the dynamic for me to kind of move forward with this new type of energy, to really kind of use it for myself. So you're going to notice a lot of that. You're going to notice a lot of feelings of things coming back up to the surface, kind of for a last time. As the separation and the pain and the anxiety goes away, the energy that's going on right now is going to bring that stuff up, especially with this new moon tomorrow, the solar eclipse, and it's going to just kind of wipe it all out. It's going to become something that is going to be behind you. You might look at it and see it in kind of like a rear view mirror type of situation. It's there, but it just, the more that you go forward, the less clear, the less larger it appears, until eventually it's kind of just gone. And it's going to happen very naturally. Because during this energy, there's a lot of new ideas, there's a lot of new innovations, a lot of new offers. Okay, and this is specifically going to be for a lot of the divine feminines. There's going to be a lot of offers coming in. You could talk about job offers, talk about even just new friends, new ideas, but also with partners. There's going to be new partners that come, that potential romantic interests that come into your life, ones that you can consider soulmates, things like that, kindred spirits, people that are going to actually give you what it is that you are wanting. Because you've been on this journey, and by now in this collective, this energy, you've healed a lot of yourself, and you're working towards this type of embodiment of a balance between the energies of your own power type of thing. And as you've done that, it's going to, it's been attracting, the universe has been, okay, this person wants this, so it's going to give you that. Now, of course, it's going to be up to you whether or not you decide upon that, but the idea is that you're going to attract these situations into your life. You're going to attract these people, these jobs, these things like that, and these new opportunities are going to take you further. Is it further, farther? I don't know which one, but it's going to take you into a new direction. And that's really what this the solar eclipse is really all about, and what the month of July is really going to do for a lot of divine feminines is to take you in a new direction, even if it's simply emotionally. It's going to be really up to you by the end of the day how you decide to handle that your own twin flame relationship, but you're going to have the energy to make your own decisions now. You're going to no longer feel like you're kind of trapped by the things that have been going on in your life with them, or in general, and you're no longer going to feel like you owe them any more of your own personal happiness. And it's not because you dislike them or you hate them, and you still might have some lingering feelings of anger and stuff, but especially during this month, all of that stuff that you feel is going to kind of be dredged up, and I don't know if that's a word, dredged. It sounds like it could be. It's going to be brought up and released, and it's going to kind of just fade away, because now is a very important time for a lot of divine feminines, a lot of twin flames to ascend even further down upon their spiritual journey. And it's going to allow a lot of us to basically just get into our own power, to grow exponentially. Yeah. It's going to allow a lot of that stuff to go on. Okay? Now, for the divine masculines, and there's going to be a lot of releasing, and releasing of a totally different type of releasing, whereas the divine feminines are more about releasing a lot of the emotional baggage, whereas the divine masculines, of course, as well. But during this time, the divine masculines are really releasing sort of I want to word this correctly, but they're sort of releasing the kind of the hold on to what they've been, their own type of control. So if the divine feminines are letting control of the outcome, divine masculines are kind of letting go of the control of the relationship type of thing. They're, rather than running and not committing or not saying anything and just kind of being belligerent, during this month, it's really going to start shifting in their own energy. They're really going to start having these wake-up calls, really going to start understanding that their divine feminine was kind of always there for them. It's going to be, a lot of memories, a lot of looking back, because it's a shift. Again, as I'm talking about the divine feminines are moving on to a next level. And as they move on to a next level, as things are being prepared for them, the divine masculine is now also shifting because they feel your energy, and it's a collective energy as well. So, they're going to shift, and of course it's going to come down to a personal situation as to how fast that is for both of you, but it's going to happen. And this month and this new moon is really the beginning of that major shift, of that awakening in them, for them to really realize what they've been missing and what they've, kind of having their own little mini epiphanies every so often. It's going to be kind of the beginning of a lot of breakdowns of karmic relationships, a lot of the gears and the things that how things end. Like when things end, there's a build up to those things ending, right? So when we see something end, like let's say a karmic relationship, your twin might be in a karmic relationship. Now, it might end, or when it does end, you only ever see it as an ending, right? Like that's the end, it ended. But no, really things kind of build up to that end. And this is kind of this is when things are really getting into a culmination, because a lot of divine masculines are going to be realizing the worth of the relationship, the journey, the spirituality, and they're going to be releasing a lot of the ideas and kind of their own stubbornness as to what happened, right? They're going to release the people that have been influencing them. A lot of divine masculines have been influenced negatively. Gossip, rumors, just people that jealous or don't want or don't believe that they should be with their twin, the divine feminine type of thing. They're going to be releasing a lot of that, because that's part of their next phase, because this new energy is really all about releasing and getting into the more 5D. So if you're, divine masculine is making that shift from kind of 3D into 4D, divine feminines are kind of making their shift from 4D into 5D. And the divine feminines, the ones who pretty much awaken first, are going to be the ones that are just a little bit step ahead, or kind of that step ahead. And that's why it's so long, right? That's why it feels so long. That's why it's so difficult. And that's why it's so teaching, because one, it develops patience. I mean, I'm not a patient person at all by nature. Probably one of my biggest downfalls, I can admit to say, is my impatience. But this has taught me a lot of patience, and it's taught me basically what unconditional love is, and it will teach you guys that as well. That's the whole point for a divine feminine. And it'll definitely teach you, of course, how to love yourself, which is, again, kind of the whole reason for a twin flame relationship, is that profound self-love. So as these energies shift, you're going to feel yourself shift. You're going to feel your masculine shift. You're going to feel the different energies that are available to you, the different opportunities. And as divine feminines get more into their own 5D flow, and the things start coming to them, like surprises and events and the job that just happens to land into your lap, and you're like, holy shit, how did that happen? That's that type of stuff is going to be attracting to you, because through these new energies, you're going to be learning to just let go of stuff that didn't work anymore. For me, I'll tell you just straight up off the bat, is I love things like, I love chocolate. Like I could eat like so much chocolate, a disturbing amount of chocolate I could eat. Like if there was like a sport, I could probably participate, and I would probably get like a bronze medal in just eating pure chocolate, because it's awesome and it's amazing and it's great. But the point is, I've always kind of struggled with my diet growing up. Okay, so that's kind of been a little bit of a release. Like I'd go on a diet for 2 weeks, and it's like, oh shit, chocolate milk, and then I would just drink like a whole gallon. Disgusting amounts, really disturbing. I should probably see somebody for chocolate milk addictions. But the point is that all that stuff is kind of getting released. The more I look at it, the more I'm like, you know what, I don't really care anymore. I don't really want chocolate. I don't really want those types of foods. I kind of just want to eat like fruits and vegetables and nuts and shit and fish, and that's kind of all I want to eat right now. And I'm not even that hungry anymore. So I don't really need that type of food, because my body's transitioning. I'm transitioning into a different state of energy. Okay, where you're kind of going off of your light body, as funny as that may sound. but you don't necessarily need all of that type of food right now. And it's just a very easy kind of transition. It wasn't hard. I mean, I struggled for a long time, ins and outs of a diet, but over these past 2 weeks, and now coming up to this new moon tomorrow and the solar eclipse, it's just like, well, I don't really care anymore. And that's exactly what's going to happen. And you're going to feel that with your own twin flame relationship, is you're going to start to feel like you don't care anymore about the outcome, right? Of course, you're going to still love them. That's unconditional. However, you're going to stop caring. You're going to stop feeling like, you owe the universe anything, because at the end of the day, it's your own happiness. You're going to just kind of take those steps forward. You're going to move forward. Now, as you move forward, which is pretty much, for many of us going to be without twin flame, your twin flame is going to then move forward into that next step, into that 4D. So there's going to be a lot of mirroring and a lot of balancing. Once you begin that natural shift out of trying to control the relationship and just saying, you know what, it could be at any time that I'm back with them. They could communicate tomorrow. They could communicate in 4 years. I'll never know. So doesn't it make sense to just kind of go be happy and be myself and do my mission? And that's exactly the type of energy that's coming on right now. And as you do that, they're going to come, and they're going to come back into your life. They're going to do something. Something's going to happen where they come back into your life. Okay? And I've seen this a lot in YouTubers, and just honestly, like people, talking with people, communities and stuff, but also just to feeling it in my heart type of thing, is there's going to be a lot of communication coming during this month of July, especially during like the second, third week of July. There's going to be a lot of communication. If you haven't heard from your twin, if you haven't heard from your twin in a long time, year, months, however long it's been, they're going to come back in, and they're going to offer some sort of communication. Now, everybody's situation is different, so it depends on what kind of communication. Doesn't mean commitment, but it does mean the start of something. Okay, because as you start your new chapter in your own life, very naturally using this energy in this month, they're going to come and begin their next chapter. Okay, so my advice to anybody that hears from their twin flame in the next 2 to 3 weeks, over this course I cannot talk today, over this course of July, is to just kind of be a little bit detached, a little bit in that energy of kind of how they might have been when you first met them, and when you first started chasing them, maybe. Okay, if you're familiar with that type of dynamic there. Okay, you're going to want to be in that energy of, you know what, there is a past between us, but I'm also in this good place right now. I'm in this good energy. I'm not crying. I'm not whining about anything. I don't feel depressed about the situation. I'm moving forward. There's new opportunities. I can feel it. I'm going to be careful. And that's the type of energy that you really want to have right now, is just be careful. Just be careful of things, because you remember that it is your job. You are the engine of that relationship. Okay? Now, it takes two to make a relationship work. Okay? So you can't power the whole thing, or feel like you're powering the whole thing all the time. Sometimes you need to just take a break from it, right? And so this energy is, again, it's going to allow you to just move forward, just let things go, let go of the heavy baggage, kind of just move on with your life. And as you begin to do that, your twin flame is going to feel you pulling away very naturally, and so they're naturally going to come in back into your life in some type of way. Okay? And it's a very natural process. This new moon, full moon, and the solar eclipse is really allowing it to just all unfold very naturally. Okay, where all the struggles that you've struggled so far, you're now going to be able to kind of just let it go and to just ease into it, and to just be like in your own flow and have those new opportunities. A lot of, I can see kind of, or know in a sense intuitively, a lot of people are going to be maybe being separated from their twin right now. And I don't mean in the separation, that term, as in like you're not with your twin. I mean, you might go somewhere else. There's a lot of trips. You might go on a trip. You might get a new job that's in a different location. There might be some type of place that you go that takes you away from your twin flame in the physical. Okay, for your own highest good. for kind of a change of scenery, for things to progress in your own life. Okay, and so a lot of twins right now, especially divine feminines, could find themselves becoming the runner, or they could find themselves just, kind of putting the relationship on pause as they focus on their own energy. And that's going to be an important shift, a very important shift, obviously, for many reasons. But the biggest is because you're learning to love yourself and you're now like going into that alignment with yourself. But if you stop too early and you have, like if you had this opportunity that would raise your vibration, that would make you better, that would make you more whole as a being, and then your twin comes back in your life and kind of confuses you as you're about to do this new thing, you're gonna have to choose between that type of thing. You're gonna have to choose between, well, should I heal more? Should I love myself more? Should I take a chance? Should I follow my dreams? Or should I, kind of be with the person who might not be ready yet? Because again, they're shifting into the 4D. They're not shifting into your level. That's going to take some time. But they are shifting into the beginning of what your level is going to be, what you're now shifting into. Okay, you're flipping. You're on chapter 11, 12, whatever. They're on chapter 9, 10. Okay, so you're a little bit ahead, which means that you know the outcome, which means you can be careful and controlling, or you can be not controlling, but you can let it flow more naturally and not be so harsh and just kind of be compassionate with the whole situation as you just learn to love and focus on yourself more. And those are the energies that are available right now that are all coming up. July is a very powerful month for twin flames, for people in general, for the collective, people that are been going through a spiritual awakening. It's all about a time of empowerment, and it's about opportunities and meeting new people and new things and new projects and ideas. They're all going to flood into you, and it's going to be super inspiring. And it's going to be enough things are going to happen to you this month, positive things that are going to really kind of lift you off from those chains and burden of the relationship, feeling like it's constantly weighing on you, on your shoulders, and holding you back. And you're kind of just going to be free of it. And as you're free of it, and you're kind of just like, I'm okay, whatever happens, happens, that's when everything starts kind of coming right back into that's when they start coming back into your life, okay? So I hope that made sense. Again, it was a mixture of what I've seen across the collective, things that I've talked with people and communities, what's going on in my own personal life, what I feel, of course, that's what I mean by that, and my own intuition, things that I can kind of see, or images or thoughts that pop into my head that I feel like expressing to you guys. Okay, so I hope that helped. If it did, please let me know. If you have any things to add, please leave a comment so I could read it. I'm always willing to learn more about these types of things. Alrighty then. Alright guys, I will talk to you guys later.